Hi friends, my name is Sam Waheed Khan. I've been in the car industry for almost 17 years now. Um, Started as a detailer slash tire changer, oil changer, till one day our finance manager got arrested at the dealership I was working. They didn't know anyone who knew math as well as I did, so I ended up taking the challenge job, and from there to onwards, I just kept on going to different ranks, different organization, learned different patterns, stayed at positions of salesman, sales manager, general sales manager, finance manager, being a part of multiple organizations, co-founded them, reputed them, did marketing for them, established websites, sold thousands of cars over the years, creating almost close to $1 million in revenue by myself per month for companies. A lot of my friends asked me to share some of the sales tips here, understanding the business. So I'm not going to go over just from a sales perspective, but I'm also going to tell you from the background because I did study this business to very details. I've spent over 10,000 concentrated hours in this business studying different patterns, looking at different organizations, using different softwares, using different financing guidelines. I mean, you name it, first, second, third tier financing, working with different marketing companies, working with different vehicle brands. I've been consistently working on this business and studying the model, how it actually works and how it actually, helps. Now, the first and most important thing for a salesperson is to be ability to understand. A lot of people come in this business because it's a lucrative business, and I agree with that. It does have a lot of money. However, if you're just coming in there for money and you really don't recognize the skills of communication, of understanding the client and how to relate to them, and we are here just for deceptive practice that there's going to be quick money, then more than likely this business is not going to be for you for long term. I mean, if you want to be a long-term car salesperson, or if you want to get yourself promoted in position, there's two ways to do it. One, become really bully and just snatch everything and just become one of those and use your contacts and just keep on going up to the ranks. But eventually, it can only get you to so far. If everyone around you is not happy based on your performance and how you work with them, or empathy, or how you deal with them, more than likely it's not going to work. The other way is basically creating a reputation over long term and doing the things the way you want to be dealt, the way you want to be sold a car, the way you want to do business, or your family member, when they go to the car dealership, you want them to experience. That's how we want to sell cars. That's how we want to do business. That's the message we want to send out. Understanding that car salesmen have generally, people don't like car salespeople. They're known for like lying, deception, and things like that. And to a most part, it is true because it's a lucrative business. Like I said, a lot of people just come in for quick money, and they really don't pay attention of becoming the brand for long term. And 10 years later, you will find them still an unknown personality working for dealerships, and no one knows about them because they never were able to improve their skills or make a name for themselves. So I'm going to share some of the tips here. I'm not going to go too long, but majority of the reason that I have observed after managing different places, running different organizations, watching them, behavior patterns, these are few things that I wrote here. Obviously, there are more, and I'm willing to answer. If you have any questions, just ask me, and I'll love to help you guys out. Why most of the salespeople fail when they come to the business? I mean, there's certain things that we must have as car salesperson or any salesperson, but especially in car sales and mortgage industry and real estate industry. The first and most important thing that we have to understand in sales is the communication, the active listening thing. What is active listening? The ability to understand and listen quietly when clients are talking to us. Too many sales guys, what they do, they end up, what I call it, the curse of knowledge, and it's literally a term, that what we think already about the business or what we know already about the business, we automatically assume that the customer is also aware of it, and we start talking this gibberish language which they don't understand. And instead of trying to understand what they are trying to do, we are too worried about losing our sale, and we end up just telling them all the things that we think and never get a chance to actually listen to them. So what happens at the end? We go to the manager, we tell them all the story, oh, this guy was BS and he came here, he lowballed me, blah, blah. But we never understood what he actually wanted to do. We just had, a lot of time we have presumption, like this is what these guys gonna do. We look at their body language, like we don't look like he's a buyer. We don't do anything further than that, or a senior sitting there who's already tired of this job will throw an egg out there that, listen, doesn't look like serious and things like that. But that distracts people. That distracts most of the salespeople. Active listening is the first and the most important skill that we must have, the ability to sit down calmly, understand their body language, understand what are they talking about, and asking them questions. Once they have finished telling us what they want to do or what they're looking for, then we rephrase what they just said, and we ask them questions to get to the bottom of it, that what exactly are they looking for, right? Even in that case, if the sale doesn't happen, at least we got to know that if we can help them or not. When the philosophy is just about selling them car and just getting rid of them, then the situation changes. We become aggressive. We want to talk to them just quickly. And more than likely, I've seen way too many times sales guys trying to switch units, not listening to the clients, not helping them out. Small things will cost them deals just because they did not want to listen. They did not allow the client to speak. I mean, when the client is sitting in there, all the focus should be on client and not me. And I shouldn't be worried about how my manager is looking at me and how the other sales guys are looking at me. My focus should only be with my client who's sitting in front of me. I should just listen to them and try to understand what are they looking for and how can I help them, instead of thinking how can I slash them, how can I get them. That's the wrong philosophy. We have to understand active listening. We have to listen to them. We have to ask them the right questions so we can get to the bottom of it, and then we can help them. The second part is the proactiveness. The most frustrating part after managing different dealerships, working with different things, majority of the times sales guys lose their sales or they're unable to make any impact because of lack of proactiveness. In fact, I will call majority of us are lazy. And especially if we start aggressively when we first come into the business a year down the road, like not only 6 months, 7, 8 months, people want to learn the work. Once they understand how to do the paperwork, blah, 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 they move on to the laziness part. They start picking clients like they have experience of 30 years that by just looking at the customer, they can tell if they should assist them or not. Proactiveness, just not looking at the vehicle prior to customer coming in. When the leads come in, I've heard these comments from sales guys live. The email came at 9 or 8 in the morning. At 3 in the afternoon, they were telling me I will get to the email as long as I get back to it today. I mean, the email came at 9, and we are waiting all day long because of the fear that we might end up, there might be something in there that cost us our sale, so we don't even want to look at it. So we'll respond to it after we had a sale in the morning, and then we go back to it and we look at it, we're like, should I respond to this client or not? A customer is coming in, he asks about the inventory, you have the car available, no problem, come on in. Sit down on the computer, start sipping on coffee, start talking to the colleagues, how are you gonna get this guy, how I'm gonna get this guy, how we can do this, if he has a trade or not, nothing like that. Don't make the car ready, car is dirty, didn't even start the car. Client comes in, now you gotta go jump start the vehicle because the battery was dead because it's been sitting there for almost a month. It's dirty, start talking to the manager, oh, the check engine light is on, or the tire pressure monitor light is on, things like that. But what actually happened there is there was no proactiveness. Had we checked the car before the client came in, had we looked at thoroughly, had we made sure that it's ready to be shown, we wouldn't go through all these issues. But majority of the salespeople wait for the clients to show in. Once they show up at the dealership, that's when they get up and pick up the keys and then walk to the car. seldomly you will come across salespeople who actually are willing to do the work. They'll take the vehicle on test drive, they'll make sure the car has enough gas, make sure it's clean. And those are the sales guys that I've seen over the years becoming more successful. I mean, I have over 300 reviews to my name only in the past few years because I didn't even, not exaggerating about it, but I didn't try for it. All I did was gave them good customer service. And in return, they just automatically left me review while I was busy doing so many other things, co-founding, marketing, things like that. And had it been a little bit more aggressive, maybe there would be more. But that was also because of the proactiveness, just going ahead of time, making sure that you respect clients' time, that they came, they took time off from their work in their lunch break or in the evening time, they came with their family. And what do we want to do? We want to show them a product that's ready, that we have already checked, that we have answered all their questions, print out the Carfax. Write down all the questions. You're not going to get a different question every single time. Majority of the clients are going to ask you the same question. Make a list of the questions that client asks you, and make a list of the questions that you have to ask clients to get to the bottom of it. Sir, are you financing? Sir, do you have a trade-in? Sir, do you have your own financing setup? Sir, will you be buying cash? Are you local? Are you looking at other vehicles that you want to sell? Things like that. Be proactive in these questions. Write those questions down and just go over the pattern till you get used to it. Normally it takes about 21 days of practice. That's what they say, to change your thing. But if keep on doing it, should be a part of the personality. Wherever you go as a salesperson, just stay proactive. Like think about what client is going to look at and try to have the answers available ahead of time instead of running at the last minute and then having you cost the deal and then getting mad at the management and getting mad at the ownership and getting mad at the colleague and getting mad at your kids at home because you didn't have the sales today and now they're going to take blame for it. That's not the right way. Just being not lazy and just being proactive, we can rectify majority of the issues. The third, another the important part of this thing, majority of the sales guys have the same old philosophy, now or never. Like, I have seen guys going to any level, like they will lie to management, they will lie to the colleagues, they will lie to the customer just because they're worried about that one sale. And once that sale happened, they don't want to see the customer, they don't want to pick up their phone call, and they will lie again to protect the original lie that they told the customer. And because it's all about now or never, because they're not feeling comfortable in their product, they're not feeling comfortable in their self. It's not actually about helping customer making a good decision. It's actually about just selling that unit, whether it's good for them or not, whether it's whatever it is. Like some clients are naive. They don't really understand. Instead of helping them, we take a jab at them. Oh, I made this much money. Now just imagine 6 months later, the guy comes back and he wants to trade the vehicle in. You made $10,000 off the deal. What are you going to tell them on a trade-in value? You're stuck there. More than likely you'll be hiding. And then he's never going to see you again. The thing is that now or never technique, that you are just going to have to sell the car right now, you have to make all the money, you have to do whatever, that philosophy works sometimes, those customers who are ready to buy, the aggressiveness. But the best technique that I've seen over the years is we should always be willing to listen and help the client and move ourselves to 2 or 3 step closings. 2 or 3 step closings is the first time when the customer arrives, you ask them for their needs. If they're ready to make a decision, you test them, you ask them. But if they're not, you don't push them, you just help them with the right product. You don't even ask them but you just give them that comfort level where they start engaging with you, where they start talking to you, where they feel comfortable with you, where they start feeling you that you are going to help them. The second and third time, that's when you close the deals, or even fourth or the fifth time. Like there were deals that I closed months later where customers were going through bankruptcy. Well, they were going through bankruptcy, so I had them first get credit cards, and I waited 6 to 9 months, and then once their score had gone up, then they came to our dealership, then we financed the vehicle, and this is how we did business. So had I just thought about it now or never, this guy's going through bankruptcy, just throw him out of the window and who cares, right? That's not what. If you really want to build a brand, if you really want to have a funnel, if you want to have consistent sales cycle, then it's not about now or never. You have to differentiate. Customers who are ready to buy now, you should help them buying the thing now, who don't want to spend more time, they're just ready to do it, just quickly do it and just do it, help them out. People who are not, don't push them. Don't keep on going at it. You might be successful a couple of times, but majority of the times, and even if you push them and you are successful, guess what's going to happen? They're going to go home. A lot of times they're going to feel like you got them because they weren't ready to make a decision and you pushed them into the sale, right? Especially if there wasn't any significant value for the client. Instead, you ended up getting them. The term that mostly sales guys use, and they laugh and they clap about it, right? That's not what they're going to think about. They're not going to talk to you again. They're not going to come to you again. They're not going to tell their friends about you again. So the thing is, try to understand by active listening, what are they trying to do? It's not about now or never. It's about whether it can happen now. If not, it can happen 2-3 steps later. If it can happen, maybe it will happen in 3 years. We should have an impression on the client that in 2-3 years, irrelevant of what place we are working, our own business or another dealership, if they ever come across us, they recognize us because our attitude should be very different from the rest of the market. That's how we win the industry. That's how we become the top salespeople. So not now or never. It's about now, if it is. Otherwise, it can be 2, 3, 5, or it might never happen. It's still good. We are here to help them. We are here to help them make a better decision. Another important point in today's era, it's not even about today. Now, back in the days, I've worked with different clients who sold a lot of vehicles, and they used to take pictures with the clients. And then the digital thing came, and they start putting chip in there. So when the customers were sitting there, they were actually watching all the pictures that all these customers who purchased the vehicle from the same sales guy. So it just automatically created an impression that this person is a comfortable guy. This can be trusted because he's been doing it for so long, all these happy clients, right? So nowadays, we have social media, we have Instagram, we have Google accounts, we have websites, we have Facebook, we have all these other apps that we have where we can use. We can actually record our sales. Like, I've known guys for 10 years who've been selling cars, but you still can't find them. You still don't know how they look like. You still don't know who they are. You still don't know how they're going to be. I mean, you will find few reviews here and there, but there's nothing ever. You cannot find them. But that's a ghost. I mean, why? You've been doing it for 10 years. I mean, I'd rather create a brand in that 10 years by doing business the right way. So because people come back every 3, 4, 5 years to buy a car. So, I mean, they'll be looking. They don't want to deal with new people every single time, right? Even if they go somewhere else and they don't have a good experience, what are they going to do? They're going to come back right to you and give you their business because they know that you gave them a good experience. So record your sales. I mean, post your picture out there. I mean, nowadays you cannot hide. Even if you're hiding right now, it's not going to be too long before you are going to be visible to everyone. So start building your brand. I mean, start doing the right way business. I mean, don't want to fail. Don't you want to make money the right way and be successful in the career and not feel shy about being a car salesperson? I mean, record the sales and just slowly take 2, 3. You're selling 20, 30 cars, 15 vehicles, 2, 3 pictures every month. And over a year, 2 years, it will all add up. I mean, you record your sale and then you show to the other clients, you advertise yourself that, listen, come to me for business because I will help you. I'm not going to slash you. I'm not going to get you. I'm not here to rip you off. I'm here to actually help you. I mean, if they ask me, if I was in the board, I will literally request them to put fiduciary duty, like literally on the car salesperson as well, because I really think it's a huge, high responsibility job because people are a whole entire family sitting in a van or a truck and going somewhere. And if I have lied to them about certain issues with the car, just imagine them going on a highway and God forbid something happened, get into an accident, and that was simply because the frame was weak and they would have never purchased that vehicle. And I lied to them on that frame damage and I got the sale like a couple of $100, but there we go, bingo. Like how we live with ourselves, right? So the car business is no different than any other sales. It comes with a lot of ethical values, moral values, how we behave. It's not simply about selling units. Listen, people have been selling cars for years and years since they came out, right? I mean, do you remember how many salespeople are out there? So, I mean, what are we looking for? I mean, it's not an achievement to sell a car. Helping the client and pointing them in the right direction not only make us feel better, but also give us repeated client. Trust me when I say that. I have worked, and the only dealerships that are actually successful, who actually care about their clients, who actually are willing, who are transparent to their clients, who are actually willing to work with their clients, those sales guys are the most successful sales guys. Over the time, their graph just keeps on going up and up and up and up. An aggressive sales guy might have a huge graph, and the second be this and this and this, but eventually it's all going to fade away because you're being aggressive and you're not really you're always trying to come across that one client where you can just slash them and make all the money for the month. But that's not how it works. So if it's a long-term game for you, you will have to build your reputation. Otherwise, you are just going to stay an unknown identity, and you're going to keep on getting stressed about it. You're not going to make as much money. However, if you step up your game, acquire the right skills for the clients, if you want to step up, just take some courses, invest time and money in yourself, read about the business, see how you can do better business. I mean, back in the days, I used Craigslist, and I used all these other things like Facebook and stuff like that to advertise different businesses, and I saw the impact of that. I mean, a lot of these stuffs are, they're coming now. People are coming towards that, but there's so many new apps that are coming out where you can actually use and help enhance your brand and business. So keep these things in mind. These are the basic ingredients if you want to be a good, successful, a good brand salesperson. If this is something that you like, or as a sales manager, or as a co-founder of a company, or if you want to establish a company, I mean, these are the basic things that you have to remember. And the one last thing that I did not write here is basically is the ability to be transparent with a client. Let's not trick them. Let's not deceive them. Let's not get them. Let's not jab them. Let's be fair with them. They could be our family. It could be my mother, my sister, my brother buying a car somewhere, right? How do we want them to be treated there, right? So the same way we want our families to be treated, the same way we should treat these clients. They are not Joe Schmo. They are not this and that. They are people just like us. They're humans just like us. Today is their needs. Today is my needs. So what if someone went bankrupt? We go through issues in life. Let's not judge them. Let's be professional salespeople. Let's create a brand. Let's go out there and help these people in getting to their actually what they want and be happy about it. I mean, think about it. You're spending $30,000, $40,000, and at the end of the day, if you have this feeling that this person got you, let's just not do that. Take care, guys. I'll be posting more videos in my, I believe my next video will be what businesses, what independent dealerships will be actually successful in the next 5 to 10 years. I started branding the last co-founded company that's one of the top rated dealership in multiple states years ago when people weren't branding them now, because all the reviews, all the advertisement, Facebook, Google ads, all these things that we use, I mean, it's earning a lot of money on its own. So the thing is, we have to stay 5, 10 years ahead of time instead of staying in the past. What has worked in the past might not work in the future. The statement is wrong. What has worked for you would always work for you. No, if that was the case, then we would have just stayed in jungle, never came out of it. Things work out as the human needs exceeds. Things change. Life is a process, consistent evolution, consistently coming up with the new ways of doing things and experimenting things. But in the meantime, we don't want to lose the basic ingredients. So let's work on these things. Let's become one of the top salespeople in whatever field we are. Post any questions. I'll love to answer that. Again, talk to you guys soon. You guys can follow me on my Facebook page, Always Strong. I actually run a mission to help people raise their self-esteem, confidence, communication, resiliency, to be able to get back and fight with life, especially for people who have lost in their mind. I run a mission on the side as well. So if you have any questions, I mean, you can always follow me on my Facebook page, which is Waheed Khan, and then also Always Strong. You can follow on my YouTube channel under Waheed Khan. I'll be posting more videos in the car business just to help people out. And you can follow me on my Instagram, always strong. Talk to you guys soon. Take care.